Hello, my name's Thaddeus, and I am here to talk to you about the dangers of overconsumption of salt. So, first of all, I'll start with a little bit of backstory here. Has anybody ever heard of a goiter ball? Well, if you haven't, that just means that you haven't looked much into the 1800s, which is totally fine. And if you thought of when you saw a goiter ball, something that looked a little bit like this, right here, a golf ball, you weren't really that far off. But a goiter ball was just basically a extra name that we came up for an enlarged thyroid. And enlarged thyroids were occurring a lot in the 1800s and years prior, especially in Midwest United States, because people weren't getting iodine. So, what did we end up doing to fix this? We put iodine in with our salt, and hence the propagation of salt and its importance throughout the Midwest. Before, of course, they were using it to maintain freshness of foods and allow meats to last through more dire times, so to speak. But for the most part, this little iodized salt is there specifically for that reason. And what unfortunately has happened also since that time, maybe not so directly related, but I thought I'd throw that in there for some backstory. What's happened is developed what I would refer to as a salt tooth. Of course, everybody's familiar with that phrase, sweet tooth. But in this case, really what we're thinking of is overconsumption of salt. And as the American Health Association would say, as well as the American Heart Association, we are consuming way too much salt, and it's putting us at risk of hypertension. Salt does provide us with two things that we really need, which is sodium, Na, and chloride, Cl. And of course, chloride ends up doing a lot of functions for us on a really more cellular level when it comes to action potentials and whatnot with throughout the body. But really, the most important part is to realize that we do need to consume salt and that it's not about taking it all out of your diet all at one time. But you should be aware that you're not just getting salt when you take something like this and shake it into your food. In fact, most of the time, you're not receiving salt that way. You're almost always getting your salt from processed foods and other sources. So, all we're asking for you to do is be a little more mindful and try and be a little bit more aware of what exactly it is that you are consuming, because you have to take account all of the places that you could be getting salt. Not always as simple as a shake, shake, shake.